welcome to your Upper St. Clair varsity hockey game this evening, where your Panthers will take on Wheeling Park. I'm Kirk Carruth on your high-definition Panthers television network, along with John Sarabella, battling a cold all winter long and still has the sniffles. But we got the camera up and running and ready to play a full 45 minutes as your Panthers, still enjoying first place in Section 1, are taking on the last place team here of Wheeling Park with a 3-10-2 record, and Panthers sporting a beautiful 9-3-2 record, top the division. Big line on here for the Panthers: Klein, Celup, and Schneiders, and boy, were they a powerhouse the other night against Penn Trafford. And once again, it's loose in front. A wraparound attempt by assistant captain Schneiders will go by the mark. Comes back with Celup, and he's got those big frame with the beautiful soft hands and has set up many a beautiful play this season. And again, Klein with the always nifty wrister and power move of his own. So a big-time line for the Panthers has provided 3 of the 4 top scorers this season. 13:38 remains here in the first, scoreless at 0. Comes around the corner where it'll be played by number 10, Parker Phillips, and he's unable to control where Robbie Schneid will avoid a check at center, and he'll look to change up. On defense will come Esherick and Lewis, and that play will be chipped back to the neutral ice zone where Phillips will look to control back to Esherick. Big-time game for number 21. Last home game against Penn Trafford, Esherick was just all over the ice. Another assistant captain, senior here for the Panthers. Many a nice defensive play and had a beautiful end-to-end defensive rush to tickle the twine 5-hole. And a beautiful big-time game. One of the top 3 stars of the Penn Trafford game, Brian Esherick. Panthers look like they're back to business here. A little slip up in the away arena at Mount Lebanon. Panthers were on about a 9 or 10 game win streak, and unfortunately ran into a hot goaltender at Mount Lebanon, which made the difference, but back on their winning ways here the other night against Penn Trafford. Senior night next Thursday night, January 29th. If you're not doing anything, come on out and see the Panthers. I believe they'll be taking on Shaler. And unfortunately, I will not be here. I just secured Super Bowl 43 tickets, so add that to my bucket list. One thing I've always wanted to do is to attend a Super Bowl. So go Steelers, and good luck to the Steeler Nation. I'm kind of hoping it'll be a home game in Tampa like it was in Detroit. And shot will be right on by Murray, and the goaltender will hold up for a stop and play, and we'll have our first whistle of the evening. And with 11:44 to go, your score is 0-0. Goaltenders for the evening: number 1, Matt Reggett to the right, and goaltender number 29, Brian Blaywat. Wow, and a nice catch, and that was coming right at us. And is there a dentist in the house? And they'll throw the souvenir back on the ice. Little red mark on the hand. And they'll get back to play here. Face it off inside the zone. Trying to lose control of that. He's had a couple nifty little moves from that left face-off circle, right face-off circle to the goaltender. He kind of takes it and wins the shot, throws it between the legs of the player and gets a quick wrister off. And he tried to do that again but was unable to control, and Lewis now has a head of steam, but a drop pass and nobody's home here, and that play will be taken out of the zone by number 6, Wilson, and he'll dump it behind Reggett where it'll be picked up by number 72, Schneid. Good little transition here, play of our own, where Celup, unfortunately, he's going 1 against 4, and the big frame unable to be taken off his blade. He comes up a little bit sore, and he's limping back to the bench. Good wrister from 20 from Klein. And there's a Celup indeed is hurt here, number 96 for the Panthers here, and he goes to the bench. Not sure if it was a stomach or lost his wind or a a knee or an ankle injury, but we'll have to keep an eye on number 96. Got the worst of that check there where he collided, was able to keep his frame on his skates, but skated to the bench gingerly. Faceoff will be taken by number 18, Luton. Comes over in the center ice area where it'll be played by number 7, Hone. Unable to control where number 23, Milton, will corral it. Panthers unable to get it out of the zone where finally Parker Phillips will bank it off the boards back to center, and a loose puck. Oh, and Gralty picked up the mail, but just in ahead of the play was DeGangi offside. And that, my friends, is what you call offside, and they'll face it off outside the blue stripe with 10:24 remaining here in the first. So again, boy, these referees don't blink, folks. John's laughing over here. No rest for the weary, if you will. Thank God for automatic focus, but boy, I'll tell you, as soon as that whistle blows, that puck is being dropped here, and kind of have to be on your game for the full 45 minutes here. Kind of an interesting start the first 5 minutes of this game. Panthers, Wheeling here playing extremely well defensively here. And you sometimes wonder when, boy, a little mini break here of their own and a good quality shot, and that'll come off the blocker of number 1, Reggett, and he'll deflect that into the corner. I was just saying here, you wonder sometimes how these teams are 3-10-2, and a good shot by Murray right on came off the cage of goaltender Blaywood. And heads up. Oh my. And be careful here. Wow, that was a very, very dangerous situation. My. And that, well, I tell you, it really did. Not sure who was in the stands, but that didn't miss by much. Unfortunately, that hit the back of the concrete wall, and we'll face it off in the attack zone for Wheeling Park. Face-off is controlled by Wheeling, but a mini break, and Celup is right back on the ice, so he might have had the wind knocked out of him here. Little backhanded shot by Schneiders, number 28. That comes back to the point, and multiple deflections in front. That play will corral around the corner where Klein was unable to control. Play is taken here by number 77, Ernest, for Wheeling. It'll be picked up here by Luton, number 28, and he gets the motor running. Voids a check by DeGangi. Quick shot right on. Another quality save here by Reggett, taken by Celup. That's going to go by through the legs of number 11, Klein, and finally going to be picked up in front of the goal by number 10, Black. Going to get his pocket picked, and a good job by, and another souvenir. And folks, there's vulcanized rubber going all over the place. Boy, my, 6 minutes into the game, and 3 souvenirs in the stands, so. But with 8:24 remaining, still we are scoreless at 0. And face-off controlled neatly, and unable to keep it in was Lewis at the left point. And boy, I remember this team. I'm not sure if it was from last season or we've had them, John, up here 2 home games here, but I remember that big frame of number 23, Milton. And he's a big boy. I'm not sure if that was from last year. It could have been. Looks like a football player body on hockey skates. A big boy, and seems to be able to skate very well. But that's one of the things that has really been amazing. We've talked about this in times past where you used to have the haves and have-nots in AAA hockey, and it seems like they've done a pretty good job matching these teams up. So even a team in last place seems to be able to skate with the first-place Panthers. Murray's going to try to once again take on multiple defenders here. Play is loose where DeGangi will step up into play. Oh my, and Wheeling had about 7 skaters on the ice, and they still do. Very easily could get called for too many men when the puck is right in front of your bench. But Wheeling will dodge a bullet there with 7:05 to go. Still no penalties in this game. Pretty much a end-to-end game, and another quality shot here by Wheeling, and a beautiful left pad save there by Reggett. Panthers have to be careful here. Wheeling, you don't want to let this team get the lead. I think that's the keys to the game. I'll give you my NFL wisdom here. And hopefully with obviously the play of Kurt Warner, you want to keep that guy off the board. And I think Roethlisberger, a tremendous quarterback when he gets the lead. And if the running game is intact, I think the Steelers could really put a number up here against the Arizona Cardinals. But we'll wait and see. It's going to be an interesting matchup. And they tell me the weather's going to be 78 and sunny, so I will bring the shorts. Play will come back to the attack zone for Wheeling, where it'll come off Escherich's blade and go all the way back to number 55, Lewis, and back on the attack is a Klein on the off wing, and he'll get a wrister, and that'll just go wide. Good pass in front, way too easy, and once again a perfect play by Cellup, and he's been the playmaker here. A beautiful behind-the-back pass to Schneiders, and he made no doubt about it and tickled the twine to get the Panthers on the lead, 1-0 at the 5:56 mark here in the first. Once again, the powerhouse line, the number one line here for the Panthers, Klein. And boy, another thing we've noticed this season, John, is these players really like coming down that off wing, get that left-handed shot on the right wing, and Klein able to get some pretty big leverage, and he wristed it quickly. That went by the mark and deflected off the back glass or the board there, and Cellup just with a quick spinorama move, and Schneiders wide open in the middle and tucked it home, and a brilliant play to take that early 1-0 lead. And once again, you know, the impressive thing about the Panthers, and Schneiders is open again in front. Oh my, and he takes it wide, and a brilliant save there by Blewett. He's getting ready to say way too easy on that move, but he got back in play here. And what I was saying, boy, this team, it's just been this year all about business. You know, you don't see the over exuberation. Another goal there by Klein. And another big-time setup here, this time by Schneiders. And he'll put it right on the tape of Klein. And he was camped in front of the doorstep. And James Klein will get the second goal of the evening. Time of that goal at the 5:02 mark. Once again, just a mini celebration and back to business as the number one line on a shift gets two quick goals here. And this is where the Panthers can be extremely, extremely dangerous. Get a little bit of a cushion and let the floodgates open here. Play in front, oh my, and a good defensive play there. And a big number 23, Milton, was in front of Reggett, and he got that backhanded shot off, but a better save by Reggett. Play comes in on a delayed offside here, and they'll wave that off back to center as Escherich will tie up the offensive player right at the blue stripe. Once again, oh my, Milton taking off his blade, and Escherich and Gralty is going to get hit, and he's coming up a little bit, kind of didn't see that play happening, and he'll skate to the bench. Boy, folks, you think you want to play hockey. Big time hit there, and kind of caught Gralty not watching, and he'll skate to the bench, but I'm sure he'll be back. And a good solid check with 4:05 to go. Panthers leading 2-0. Well, you talk about these physical sports. You look at that hit by, was that Clark against the running back McGahee, and boy, I'll tell you what. And even in this game, folks, you put the pads on, but you better bring it. Right back on the attack is Murray, and boy, can this guy stick handle, and a shot's going to be deflected by the defense, and that'll go up into the meshing. And the Panthers with a slow start to the season, once again losing their first two games of the year, and have just mounted an incredible all business-like comeback and have pretty much firmly positioned themselves for extra period of play here in the Penguins Cup coming up at the end of February, early March. Play is taken again by DeGangi, who will outlet that on the right corner there to Segerdahl. Comes around the corner where Murray will try to play it, but that'll come back to center where Mitchell Lewis will try to drive it in, and that'll hit a few players. Comes off Murray's blade onto Segerdahl, unable to control. Play a little chippy here at center. Murray's going to stop, and he'll regroup at center. He'll get to the red stripe and drop it back for Segerdahl. A good backdoor pass to Lewis, who was late to get into play, but unfortunately unable to keep it in, and Black will lead the rush back for Wheeling Park. And that'll be taken in offside by Milton, and we'll have a stop and play with a quick moving first period. 2:45 remaining, and your score, Panthers lead 2-0. Face-off controlled by Upper St. Clair, where it'll come back to Klein. The left-handed shot again, flirting with that right side of the rink. Schneider's on the off wing again. And a little wrister by Celup, and boy, that was labeled for the upper corner. Good save once again in front. Oh, another shot by Celup, and that'll be saved. Big time save by Blewett. And Celup with two golden opportunities here from 10 feet in front of the goaltender. Boy, once again, this top line really knows how to bring it, and really has been clicking for the Panthers all season long. Taken by Klein, and he'll do a little big-time move, gets his own rebound, and Wheeling will take exception, and they'll skate away. And they'll face it off to the right of goaltender number 29, Blewett. Face-off taken by Wheeling Park here, where Ernest will play at number 77, and he'll look to center it in the slot where no one's home. Taken by number 28, Luton, unable to control. Panthers doing a good job of allowing pretty much only one shot on Reggett, who's been able to make the first 5 or 6 saves on their attempts. Been some quality shots by Wheeling Park, but the Panthers defense doing an excellent job clearing the zone. Still kept in the attack zone here. Luton will take it wide, and he'll spin it around to the backhand, dump it behind to number 77, Ernst. Shot will deflect right in front where Reggett will cover up, and we'll have a whistle with 1:08 remaining here in the first. Face-off taken and finally controlled by the Panthers, where Segerdahl will revert to the backhand. Dumped right back in by Wheeling, where Esherick will play it to the right of goaltender Reggett. Little give and go, and that'll come by the mark, where it's chipped back to center by Trombetta, but the Panthers will be guilty of an icing call, and they'll take it all the way back into the Wheeling Park zone. Face-off controlled by the Panthers, where Celup will look to break back 1-on-2. Finally going to be taken by the big line for Wheeling Park, and boy, do they have 3 big-time scorers here, and I think some of these guys are in the top 10 scoring here in the PIHL. Hard to imagine a last-place team sporting, 3 big-time scorers, and That's going to be 9-ironed into the halogen light, and we'll stop and play. But you've got pretty much a pretty level scoring line there with number 28, the big gun for Wheeling Park, Christian Luton, with 15 games played, 11 goals and 15 assists, followed closely by number 19, Christopher King, with 23 points on the season. Not sure if we've called the name or number of 19 King today. Doesn't seem like Wheeling Park here has a very deep bench where they've only got about 8 players on the bench. And once again, we've got a souvenir, our 4th souvenir at the end of the period. And the whistle will blow. And an exciting, very quick moving first period. Panthers with 2 tallies, 2 brilliant plays by the number 1 line. Schneiders with a tally on a brilliant pass by Sellup behind the back. And Klein returned Schneiders returned the favor to Klein with a beautiful in front of the crease pass to an open left winger Klein, and he rammed it home, and the Panthers enjoy a 2-0 lead here at the end of 1. Panthers' leading scorer this season has been number 11, James Klein, 14 games played, and he's got 10 goals, 16 assists. Add 2 more points this evening, 1 goal and another assist, so he'll be at 28 points now on the season, and followed closely by Schneiders with 16. Add a couple points for him, he'll be at 18, and Sellup as well, 14. And I think with 2 points, he'll be at 16 as well. So once again, the Panthers have come to play. Shots on goal for the first period, Panthers 11, and the Wheeling Park team had 6 shots on goal. So Panthers now will be moving left to right on your TV dial in their home whites. Right on to Sellup. Shot's going to be loose where Klein will look to pick it up. And a penalty-free game here, John. Very uncharacteristic. I'm not sure if we have ever gone a full period without a penalty, but pretty much a penalty-free game here. And actually an 18-minute period on the time clock, considering the game started at 7:40 and it's now 7:58. So if my math is correct, we played a 15-minute period in 18 minutes. So warm up the dinner, honey. We're coming home. And just as we speak, there will be an interference call, so I can jinx him with the best of them. But the penalty will be for the good guys here. Panthers will go on the attack here with an interference call. Flag to number 7, Marshall Hone, and the Panthers will go on their first power play here of the evening. Faceoff will be taken to the right of goaltender Blaywat, taken by Murray, and a good job by number 77, Ernst. Ernest to get it out of the zone. Taken now by Luton, unable to control, and that will come back to Ernest. Right, but there is King indeed. Number 19 is out here on the ice. Big time scorer Christopher King for Wheeling Park. He's going to lose his blade, and he'll corral it. Oh, and a heavy hit there in the corner. Esherick getting the stick up here, and now Wise to kind of get the hands where the referee could see. Good play there by Esherick. If that play goes on and King goes to the ice, John, there is a definite penalty that's flagged almost automatically. And sometimes you talk to the Crosbys and Lemieux of the world, boy, it's almost like they feel that presence of that player on, and say what you want, but there is an art to drawing penalties. 50 seconds remaining here in the man advantage for the Panthers with 13:23 to go in the second. It's been all Wheeling Park here and doing an excellent job here on the shorthanded situation. Right back on the attack. Black will come down shorthanded. It's loose. Oh, and a quick whistle here. Fans a little bit upset here as that puck came out between Reggett's pads, and the referee temporarily did lose sight of the play. And indeed, they'll take the face-off outside the zone. Not sure if the net perhaps came off the mooring too. I think he was looking to secure the net, and if that's the case and it was deemed that a Wheeling player knocked that net off, that face-off would indeed come outside the attack zone. 16 seconds remains here in the power play advantage for the Panthers. Cross-ice pass there by Schneiders, and that'll go by the mark as he looked for a set play there on number 11, Klein, and DeGangi will corral it behind Reggett. And he's going to be followed by a head of steam, and he's forced to give it up probably earlier than he wanted, but intercepted again here at center by Schneiders, and a little delayed offside of our own as he feathered that play in. Kept in neatly by Klein, but finally going to be corralled by number 10, Black, and he'll skate back to center. Good shot there and a better save by Reggett as that rebound came right out in front, and he'll cover up. And we'll have another stop and play with 12:13 remaining here in the second. Face-off will be taken here to the right of Reggett, one and controlled by. Nice play there by Wheeling, and got a shot off from 20, and a good save again by Reggett, who has had at least 10 shots and have all been quality shots. Unable to control, and that again comes back to center here where number 91 for the Panthers, Livingston, and he had a tally in the Penn Trafford game, and he'll take a heavy hit against number 25, Pariso. Little 3-on-1 breaks out here. Be careful here, and a good play again by Esherick, and he has really stepped up his game here in the last two games. Once again, the Panthers just stellar this season on defense with three solid lines. And just kind of talking about that again here at work today, where you very seldom often see Panthers known for their defense. Panthers have been big-time scorers, and I think, John, they were 2 seasons ago, they were one of the first teams to reach that 500 win plateau here, an honor that was bestowed upon Upper St. Clair. And again, you've got to put goals on the till to be having 500 wins under your belt. But they say defense wins championships. And hopefully it will be the city of champions again here, with the Steelers bringing home a victory in Super Bowl 43. And it has been our goal here as long as we've been on the telecast, John, to bring home the Penguin Cup and state championship here locally. We've made it a couple times to Mellon Arena and have usually been sent packing by Mount Lebanon or Bethel Park, and that may not be the case this season, folks. It's kind of funny sometimes how stars start to line up, and you often think, I look back to the Penguins' initial first Stanley Cup in 90-91, where you end up playing the Stanley Cup and you defeat in 6 games the Minnesota North Stars at the time, and you think, my gosh, Montreal was knocked out, you had Detroit being knocked out, and all of a sudden you find a 6 or 7 seed that you're playing the Stanley Cup for. And then the following year, they just took care of business, sweeping the Chicago Blackhawks. But kind of similar with what the Steelers went through in Super Bowl 40, with Seattle making it. And, some could even say with, Arizona, perhaps a wild card team with a 9-7 record this season. So kind of you hope the same could happen here for the Panthers, and anything can happen once the playoffs begin. Panthers in a very, very good position here with the #1 seed. Taken by Klein here. Oh, and shot loose, and a good save again in front by Blaywat as Murray took a couple whacks at it. But Blaywat will say no. And with 9:26 remaining here in the second, they'll face it off to the right of the Wheeling Park goaltender. Panthers enjoying a 2-0 lead. Oh, big time set play again. Quick face-off win and a wrister from 15 right from the circle. And again, a big time save by Blaywat. And I remember this goaltender from last season, and the Panthers had to earn every goal they got on this goaltender. And once again, our fifth souvenir here is rattling through the cage. And once again, will be returned to the referee. And sometimes it's good to have the highest elevation and the best seat in the ice castle. Once again, folks, if you've never attended a varsity hockey game, you've really got to check it out. Panthers have been enjoying good crowds all year long. $3 admission, and we play our games, home games, at the Ice Castle here in Castle Shannon, a beautiful facility. And it's on a Friday night. We like to call that the mortgage night, as the $5 all-you-can-skate party begins at 7 o'clock. And they pack them in here, folks. Once again, Livingston, number 91, a left-handed shot going down the right wing. And boy, you're seeing more of that, especially this season here for the Panthers. I'm not sure if that's something that's being drawn up from the coaching staff or if that's something they just prefer to do here, but you're finding more and more of that seems to be working, whatever is happening. Boy, once again, Esherick just gives Palarin the business, and he just nonchalantly shoulders him to the ice. And once again, talked about this in the past, where Esherick, a big drive and another big save by Blaywat. But boy, you look at the size and strength these seniors develop from their sophomore years. It's just incredible to watch. Right back on the attack comes Wheeling Park, and a good hip check there in the corner by Mitchell Lewis. He's going to outlet by the mark of Phillips, unable to control, and that play will come back to center where Bishop will try to play it in the corner. Going to get his pocket picked, and a good outlet pass right on the tape of left-handed shot Murray. That's going to go by the mark. Takes it around the corner, and good to see number 6 Gralty back on the ice after a heavy hit. Taken back to the corner where Schneid will try to play it. Comes off the blade of Phillips behind the goal for Gralty. Give and go in the corner to Murray. And he's looking for somebody in the center, right on the tape of Phillips, and that'll go under his blade. Comes back to center where the Panthers will have to regroup here. Driven down deep by DeGangi, number 19. Got a delayed offside here, and they'll be flagged as Gralty continued to play. And with 6:33 remaining here in the second, they'll take it all the way down to the left of goaltender Reggett, number 1. You've got some serious text action going on here, Mr. Cameraman, or you're taking a lot of pictures, so I don't know what it is. Son's getting ready for his own game, so he's getting the out-of-town updates. Oh, deflection will go into the meshing there, and a good shot from the left point by Lewis. And they'll take that outside the blue line here with 6:19 remaining in the second period. Amazing time technology. 20 years ago, not a thing as a cell phone. Then they had the bag phone. And now you can get emails and take pictures and watch movies on a portable device. Hard to believe. Just had that conversation with a client today. 80-year-old client in my office. I said, boy, you've seen a lot of changes in your life over the last 80 years. But you sometimes wonder what you did without him. Back to the point where Esherick will take the play, and kept in neatly by Klein, and he'll backhand it right on the tape here of Celup, number 96. That errant pass will come all the way outside the zone where Lewis will chase back. Pass over to the corner to defense partner Esherick, taken by Klein, number 11, and he'll motor past the blue stripe. Shot again will be deflected by the defense into the meshing. And what was a quick moving first period, we have had multiple stops in action here in the second. Still only one penalty on the evening. Panthers enjoyed a 2-minute power play with a minor penalty and interference call, but were unable to cash in. And Wheeling Park doing an excellent job here, and the Panthers earning 2 very nice goals in the first. Play will go all the way behind goaltender number 1, Reggett, where DeGangi will lose control of it, but picked up neatly by Schneid. And what a transition game here, where Galarowski takes a pass from Trombetta, but unable to control, and that'll come again outside the zone. And once again, the Panthers just continue to bring it where they'll touch up and drive down deep, where number 17, Chakrin, will try to control it. Play again, comes back to center where Esherick will go down deep. We've got a delayed penalty, another delayed offside here, and the Panthers once again are going to be flagged for this. And sometimes that play will go in, a player will be in ahead of the puck, and in the old days they would blow the whistle at that point in time, and the NHL years ago went to a delayed penalty situation, which was adopted indeed here at the high school ranks, and a 2-on-1 breaks out here. Murray's going to take it, a little saucer pass. Oh, what a shot by Phillips, and a better save by Blaywood. And you'd have to be here to believe that little nifty backhanded pass right on the tape of number 10, Parker Phillips. And the Panthers indeed will be flagged by a minor penalty of our own, where Phillips will get the gate. 2 minutes for interference at the 4:19 mark. You're right. John goes, the play should be down inside the zone, and you are on the ball. Originally, we were going to face that off outside the blue line of the attack zone for the Panthers, but they brought it now into the Wheeling Park attack area. And Wheeling Park will go on their first power play here of the evening. Taken by number 18, Murray, unable to control, where Lewis will gather it in back to Esherick, to Lewis, and a good give and go, and that'll kill precious seconds off the clock. And a heavy fork-checking ability here by Murray, but he'll lose his blade, where Black will take it. Murray late to get back here in the play. Back in the corner is Luton. That's going to go behind the goaltender, where it's picked up by number 6, Wilson, unable to control. And Esherick getting a lot of ice time, doing a fabulous job here behind the goal. tied up by 2 Wheeling Park players. 3:24 remains here in the second, a minute 3 on the man advantage. Comes back to the point where Black will take it. Oh, and be careful there. A mini deflection, and that'll go by the mark. And right back to the point again. Another big shot save in front. And boy, 2 or 3 quality shots. I'm not sure, John, if they ever got to the goal. And the Panthers dodge a mini barrage there. And Wheeling continues to power it. Another quality shot on goal with 30 seconds remaining here in the man advantage. Wheeling with about 5 shots on goal here in this 2-minute power play. Oh, batted out of the air, but kept in neatly at the point. Taken again here by King. Give and go to Wilson, and he's unable to control. There's a breakaway. Schneiders is going to come in 1-on-0 on backhanded shot. Oh, what a pad save! And shorthanded at the last minute. Blaywood got the right skate out and had an open netter, and Murray unable to lift that puck up. Kept it on the ice because he probably thought it was an open goal, but an incredible save here by Blaywood. And Schneiders with an unbelievable breakaway, but unable to cash in, and a better save by Blaywood. Loose in front and a turnaround shot by Klein, and that's right on. Another save by Blaywood. Pass goes right again in front. Good play by Schneiders right on the tape to Sellup, and that'll be saved by Blaywood. So again, this line continuing to really work extremely well here together. Klein's got a loose puck, and he'll try to ram it home. Schneiders gets the rebound, and a quick whistle and big save again by Blaywood. So big time showing here in the last minute or two by goaltender number 29, Brian Blaywood. And he's kept Wheeling in this game as they trail 2-0 with 1:38 remaining here in the second. Faceoff controlled by Wheeling, where King will try to bank it out of the zone, but kept in neatly by Segerdahl at the left point. Play will be driven down deep behind Blaywood, where it'll be played by number 25, Pariso. Good outlet pass on the right corner, and a breaking player, Topedo in the corner, unable to control. Heavy hit there by Esherick again. Dishon checks out like the first of the month. Or should I say executive year-end bonuses. Again, play taken by 21 Esherick, where he'll chip it back, but into the bench. And we'll do it again with 55 seconds remaining here in the second period. Faceoff taken and controlled by number 18, Murray, where he'll ram it behind to Robbie Schneid. Controlled now by Wheeling, where they'll look for one rush here with 40 seconds remaining. That play will come by the mark, banked off the corner boards, back to number 6, Wilson. He'll take it across the blue line. A heavy hit there by DeGangi. Helped out there by number 6, Gralty, unable to get it out. 25 seconds remains. Panthers now will lead a rush back 2-on-3, where Gralty comes down the off wing. Looks to drop it for Phillips. He'll spin around, and the Panthers will go on a line change here. Big time shot right into the Wheeling player, and another shot. And a good save again by Blaywood. And kind of an odd change there, John. Panthers changing 3 players with 10 seconds remaining in the period. Kind of a weird line change, if you will, but maybe they weren't aware of the time that was perhaps left in the period. Nevertheless, we have 8.2 seconds remaining here in the second frame, and we'll have one good look here. Schneiders wins it cleanly to Esherick, and a drive by Lewis on a set play, and another brilliant pass in front. I'm not sure if Sellup saw that coming, but another really good opportunity there for a Panther. So an exciting 2 first periods of play. Second period was a scoreless period Both penalties issued, one apiece to each team, but no power play goals were scored. And the Panthers now cling to a 2-0 lead here after 2. So we'll let them cut the ice, and we'll be back for third period action here in a moment. For third period action, took a little warm-up duty and got our 10-minute break. Shots on goal, 15-6 in the second period, favoring the Panthers, and 26-12, your two-period total. Upper St. Clair out shooting Wheeling Park. Panthers will start off the third period here with the Klein line. And they will be moving right to left now in the third period. And this next goal could be very key here. Once again, the Panthers would love to take a 3-0 lead here, a wide open first two periods. But I've got to say, great goaltending on both sides of the ice. Beautiful, fresh sheet of ice. And Wheeling will bring the attack down on the left wing. Taken by number 10, Black. Shot right on it. Good save there again by Reggett. Picked up by number 96, Sellup. And that play will come right back to him, and he'll take it in offside as number 28, Schneiders, was in ahead of the play. And they'll be whistled for an offside, and a face-off will come outside of the blue line with 14-13 remaining here in the contest. Face-off taken and won neatly by Murray, where he'll backhand it back to defenseman DeGangi. Helped out here by Schneid, right on the tape of Murray, and he'll drive it behind goaltender number 29, Blaywat. Chipped in the corner, where that play will come back to center, where Schneid will lead it to Murray. Oh, and a good little poke pass ahead, and he'll get his own pass. Centering pass, he's got Segerdahl in front, unable to connect. Grolty will try to help out, and a nifty little shot, and that'll be sticked away by Blaywat. Back to the point, kept in by DeGangi, and a quality shot from the right point. And Brian Blaywat says no, and they'll stop it here again with 13:32 remaining here in the third. Face-off controlled and taken by Wheeling as they'll lead a rush 3-on-2 back. Taken by Luton, where he's going to be corralled by and helped out here by Lewis. Galarowski will try to control number 7. Good play there by Mitchell Lewis, and he'll kick it ahead to number 21, Esherick. Going to chip it ahead, and he'll look for Trombetta, but unable to control where he's got Chakrin trying to play. Back to Lewis, and he'll drive it down deep, where Trombetta will drive it again behind the Wheeling goaltender. Play is intercepted here in the corner by Galarowski, and he'll do the spinorama move and tries to beat 4 players, unable to control. And right back to center we go. Play will come off the blade of Chakrin, where it'll come around the corner where King will look to play it. Kept in neatly at the right point by DeGangi. Centering pass, it's loose. Oh, and Schneiders looking to clean up the mail, and he's unable to get it in, and Wheeling right back on the attack comes King. Takes it, he'll leave it for Miller, and that shot will go wide. Kicked away by the stick of Reggett into the corner. Picked up by Schneid, and he'll bank it back. A good play by King at the right point to keep it in the zone. Little high stick area there. I'm surprised that wasn't flagged down, as Wilson shot that on, and a high stick will bring the play to a close. And you would think that would come outside the zone, but maybe it was not. Just hit the netting, I guess. 11:57 remains here in the third. Panthers still leading 2-0. Once again, our next home game here for your Panthers will be senior night Thursday, January the 29th. Shaler will take on Upper St. Clair, a 6:40 start, but get here early for the festivities. My good friend Rob Markwell, former Hall of Fame Upper St. Clair broadcaster, will come out of retirement to call and MC the festivities. So thank you, Rob Markwell. Oh, heavy hit there by Celup, and he's going to drive number 77, the Wheeling player, and he comes up a little bit on the short side. Celup with a backhanded shot. Oh, my, I thought that went in over the shoulder of Blaywood. Play is controlled neatly by the Panthers, where Lewis will gamble down deep. Once again, a good play there by Celup, and he'll pick up the Lewis mail. And boy, once again, John, I know you're very conscious of this, having Anthony, a former defenseman here, but Panthers, once again, you find that when the defense takes that drive down deep, it seems like they circle that offensive player high in the slot. And boy, they've just really not given many odd man breaks away. Boy, so I don't know if that's, again, coaching or a good just hockey skills, but it seems like when the defense does gamble, you'll always find a Gralty or a Celup or a Murray picking the mail up, or a Klein behind the play. Good play here, and the Panthers are going to break back where Segerdahl will take it, and he's got DeGangi coming down deep. Segerdahl will take the drive once again on the off wing. The right-handed shot coming down on the left wing. That'll be cleared away into the corner off the pad. Going to be helped out here in the corner by Murray, and Segerdahl, excellent job, and he'll dig it out. Murray's going to turn around, a shot right on. It's loose. Oh, and two golden opportunities there, and again, a better save by Blaywood. Shot from the left point is deflected in a high stick, and Gralty tries to chip it home, but they'll be flagged for either a hand pass or a high stick on the play. And they'll take this face-off all the way the length of the ice back to the left of goaltender number 1, Raggett. Face-off controlled by Wheeling, but unable to keep it in. Comes back to the point. Pariso on a delayed offside call here. Play will be taken by DeGangi or Esherick, and once again he gives that left shoulder, and he's just putting people to the ice, John, with that left shoulder. That's the second player he's knocked down, just giving him the business. Taken again, a good play by number 28, Luton, right to King, and that shot's going to go by the mark. Back to the left point where Luton will try to play it, but that'll come off the blade. And wow, once again, 3 for 3, and he is just punishing people. Esherick has just put down his third, and down goes Frazier. Number 7, Hone will go down, and another left shoulder hit here by Esherick. It is a proverbial clinic here. And boy, that brings back memories of Chris McDonough, number 55. And boy, was he the best, John, 4 or 5 years ago when he played. And boy, it was almost like at the last minute he'd see the guy coming and just totally level these guys. And before they knew it, they were on the ice. So Brian Esherick, the left shoulder move, and he's put 3 players down here early in the third. End-to-end rush here by number 10, Black, and that's going to come off his blade. Almost a violent collision there by Luton and number 77, Ernest. Taken by Celup, and he's got, again, the left-handed shot there on the right point. And that play will come by his blade where it's picked up by Black onto Ernest, a give and go, and that's going to come into the corner where Klein will play it. 8:35 remaining here in the third. Chipped out neatly on a little 9-iron shot there by 28 Schneiders, and that play will go all the way behind the goaltender, where Wheeling will start the rush with Black. Once again, the Panthers just punishing Wheeling here with the 2-0 lead, or driving the play and making Wheeling earn every inch of the ice here in the third. Little nifty play, stolen shot. Oh, good save, and another pass by Schneiders right on the tape of Celup. And once again, this Brian Blaywat is an incredible goaltender here for Wheeling. Face-off controlled by the Panthers, where it'll come off Segerdal's blade, and he'll get his own rebound here. A play by Murray in front. He looked for Gralty, unable to connect. Finally going to be taken by Lute, and he'll skate it back to center, where he looks for Milton, but unable to control, and he'll drive that down deep, where Esherick will be the first to corral the play. He's got a match against number 23, I can tell you. Esherick and 23 collide, and nobody gave way there. Right on the tape of Luton, a little backhanded move and a power move of his own, and that shot will go by the mark. Another nice little play here by Luton. He's picked off, and Murray's going to try to skate right by the defense, and he'll come back 1-on-2, a power move of his own. Oh, and a nifty little play as he tried to drag the puck between his defender's skates, unable to control. Play will be now tied up in the corner, and boy, Segerdal, an excellent job grinding in the corners. Play will be picked off here by Gralty, and he chips it back to Murray. A shot right on. Segerdal looking for a rebound, and this line now seemed to being able to connect very well here in the third. 6:58 remains in the contest. Panthers still clinging to a 2-0 lead. Galarowski line will be out with Livingston and Chakrin. On defense is number 72 Schneid and 19 DeGangi. Play will come behind Reggett. Oh, and a heavy hit, and sticks are going everywhere here. And boy, you had an open two period. A 2-for-1 is right. DeGangi takes on two players, and sticks were in the air. And what you had, a pretty much wide open game in the first two periods, has turned extremely physical here in the third. And a good shot from a wide angle by number 7, Galarowski. But Blaywat will say no and hold on, and we'll have a face-off to the right of the Wheeling Park goaltender with 6:24 remaining in the third. Oh, once again, Klein with his patented move. Oh, my. You'd have to be here, folks, to believe this save. I mean, I'm almost speechless. I thought he might have gone in, but Blaywat did the spreads. It was wide open, and I've got to tell you, folks, what a brilliant save by number 29, Brian Blaywat. And I got to tell you, he's got Schneiders talking to himself out there. Schneiders, I didn't know if he was given the fist pump, but he took the stick and kind of got a little upset, as couldn't believe. Once again, Klein has perfected, John, that face-off win, tucks it between the legs of the face-off circle and shot right on. He passed it through the crease, and Schneiders had a wide open goal, and Blaywat just did the splits and the spread, and an unbelievable highlight goal save by the Wheeling Park goaltender. Boy, and Esherick again he's 4 for 4, folks. This is unbelievable. He could be a candidate for the Merrill Lynch Strong Like Bull Award on one game here. This is an incredible output of hitting here by number 21, Esherick. Right back on the attack, a shot on, another big save here by Reggett, as the rebound again controlled and neatly. Panthers doing an excellent job here, John, only given the one shot and done. And Reggett has been up for the task here in the first three periods. In the corner, controlled neatly by Schneiders, right on the tape of Celup, and a give and go back. And he's got Celup in the high slot here, flanked by Klein behind the goal. Finally, a good play there by Ernest as he clears it out of the zone, and the Wheeling Park looks to change up here on the defense. DeGangi as well, and the Panthers will go on a wholesale line change of their own. 4:43 remaining in the third, taken by Segerdahl, and he's tied up in the corner with number 6, Wilson. Back to Milton. He's going to have his pocket picked by Murray, and he gets a quick shot off rebound, backhanded in front. It's loose, and that goes right by the blade of Segerdahl. Once again, wasn't sure if he knew that play was coming. Almost got to Gralty. Oh, and Big Ben strikes one as Milton gets a beautiful wrister from 25 off, and that hits the goal post. Another quality shot. It's loose. Another save by Reagan. It's still loose and right on. And a little extracurricular here, and they'll skate away. But 3 quality saves here down deep and 3 good scoring opportunities for Wheeling Park. I think we're going to have some penalty time dished out here. Esherick kind of throws his hands up in the air. Esherick will get the gate here, a 2-minute minor penalty. And the turkey indeed is on the table here for Wheeling with their second man advantage with 4:07 remaining here in the third. Panthers still leading 2-0. And a face-off win by the Panthers. And unable to get it out. Play is still loose, and finally, number 72, Schneidel, wrist at the length of the ice. And Wheeling will have to start behind goaltender number 29, Blaywat. Taken by Wilson down the right wing, and he'll stop in the command position. Oh my, a pass right on to number 28, Luton, unable to control, and that'll come to Klein. Right on to Murray, and a quick shot and a good left pad save there again by Blaywat. Taken by Klein, a spinorama. He shoots and scores, and you'd have to be here to believe that shot shorthanded, folks. And ladies and gentlemen, now we can relax. Big time goal by number 11 as he picked his pocket and rammed it by Blaywat. And boy, he made no doubt about that. And a quick shot, John, didn't let the Wheeling Park goaltender get his ground, and he wristed it high, and he roofed it off the pipe. And the Panthers take a commanding 3-0 lead. Haven't seen many shorthanded goals this season, but Klein made no doubt about it, folks. Still 1:07 remaining in the man advantage here for Wheeling. Taken again by Schneiders, and he'll ram that the length of the ice. Be picked up here by Wheeling on an outlet pass that'll go by the blade of Milton, picked up by Luton. He'll ram it behind the goal where Schneiders will get there first. An easy play, an outlet pass right on the blade of Segerdahl, and he'll look to take it in. And we've got music playing, ballroom music, and I don't think that's on the Upper St. Clair highlight. And what a save by Reggett. And boy, nobody better with a glove when he does the splits, and he got down low. And Reggett with a big time quality glove hand save with 29 seconds remaining in the Wheeling Park man advantage. Not sure if we got a little Sinatra going over there or what. Okay. It's on the all skate. I forgot it was pay the mortgage night here at the arena. I think we're going to have a timeout called here, and probably a smart move on the part of Wheeling to rest the troops. But we've got music, we've got skating, and we barely got a parking spot. They are filled to the rafters here on Friday evening. I'm not cold tonight. Usually you could hang meat in this facility, but for some reason, last week I brought the gloves and I didn't need them. The heat was on, and tonight I don't bring the gloves, and you probably could have used them. And talking about the heat in these facilities, we've traveled many rinks. I still say the greatest rink to be in is the Mount Lebanon facility. It's always 72 degrees, but I tell you, get into some of these arenas and it's unbelievably cold, and probably does make for better ice though, keeping the temperature low. But sometimes the heat, they've got these beautiful, not sure what that is, gas heaters. And sometimes they're on and sometimes they're not. And boy, a little gamble here, John. The Panthers are now facing an empty net situation where Wheeling has pulled the goaltender in favor of a 6-on-4 for the next 12 seconds. Probably a good move, being down 2 goals and 2:30 remaining in the contest. 4 seconds remains in the man advantage, taken by Luton in the corner, and he'll now play it as Esherick will come off and once again comes on the tape of Celup, and he usually will make no doubt about it. He'll wrist it, and ladies and gentlemen, he rams it home, and Celup will get the tally, and there's nobody better from 25 with an empty netter. Celup just drives it home to take a commanding 4-0 lead. Celup came off the bench as Esherick touched up outside of the penalty area. Celup came on for Esherick and found the puck come right to the center ice area, had one man to beat, and had an open netter from 25 to take a beautiful 4-0 lead here for the Panthers. 1:43 remains. Panthers looking to extend their lead in first place to a 10-3-2 mark here. And surprisingly, followed by Cannon McMillan at 9-5-1. Play comes off the left circle here where they'll take it down deep, where Esherick will check hard that player into the area. This play is still loose. Oh, and a good save again. And a shot, oh my, just went over the goal there. And the net will indeed come off the mooring here. And boy, a kind of a weird angle there. Or it almost looked like that puck was going to go over the shoulder of Reggett. But it went over the shoulder but not into the net, and then was hit by a defensive player to jar the net off of its mooring. So 1:09 remaining here in the contest. Face-off win indeed by the Wheeling team. Comes back where a shot goes right on the center ice area, taken by number 55, Polarin. He's going to tie it up behind the goal with Lewis. Taken by Milton back to the point. Bishop will take a drive. That'll go into the corner where it's played by number 7, Hone. Kept in neatly by Wheeling Park, and finally back to center with 37 seconds remaining. And the Panthers will be guilty of an icing call. And they will face it off to the left of goaltender number 1, Matt Reggett, with 36.2 seconds remaining here in the third. Face-off controlled by the Panthers here, where Segerdahl will take it again down the off wing here, looking for Gralty in the center. A heavy hit there by Gralty, and he's going to take a little exception here. Oh my, a blatant hit there, and they've got the cross check up high, and boy, I'll tell you what, not only gave him the business once, but he gave it a second shot here in the helmet, a very dangerous shot there to Gralty, and he'll skate away. And boy, Segerdahl, to his credit, comes to the rescue, but Miller's going to get some penalty time here issued, and boy, a very frustrating, pretty much took exception to a good check in the corner and came after Gralty pretty viciously here. I wouldn't be surprised if a major penalty was issued and might have to serve a game suspension. Generally, when you have a penalty of that nature in the last minute of play, there are serious consequences for the game to follow. So we'll see what is dished out here. And boy, again, a pretty clean game here. And that's what typically sometimes happens when the game is out of hand. You sometimes take exception to a clean hit here. And he viciously went right after number 6, Giralty. And he is going to be exited to stage left in the showers. And there will be indeed probably a major penalty issued on number 11, Miller. And a game misconduct, which will be at least a 1-game suspension and sometimes perhaps a 2-game suspension if it happens late in the last minute of play in the period. Well, good to see Giralty get up from that. That stick can be an unbelievable weapon, and boy, he got a pretty vicious cross-check there right at the base of the helmet. And cooler heads did prevail. We might find 26 get some penalty time issued out here. And again, to the credit of Segerdahl, came to the rescue of Giralty, who was on the ice and continued to be picked on by 11 Miller. And the referees over there sorting this out with 22.6 seconds remaining here in the third. Now this is where you hope the Panthers don't take exception and come right back and do this to Wheeling, but dump it in, let's move on. And I think the Panthers have really shown some class here and some restraint. And I got to tell you, this is a team that is all about business this year, John, and it's just really nothing seems to excite this team. I've got to tell you, it's in the 6 or 7 years that we have been covering St. Clair hockey, it is just a really, really all-around team effort this season. Good goaltending, solid defense, and good cross the line, 3 and 4 good lines, and everybody plays on this team. And so again, there's no penalty times issued here. It looks like, surprisingly, they're letting them play 5-on-5. That's actually a surprise to me. Going to be whistled here with an offside. There was no doubt indeed that penalty was initiated by the Wheeling player, but perhaps the retaliation by the St. Clair player may have evened it up. But it's a moot point at this time. And with 16 seconds remaining here in the contest, let's get back to business and move on to senior night. And that'll do it, folks. 0.4 seconds remain here. Not sure if a penalty will be issued or if that was an offside play. But referee Weaver blows the play dead here, and we will have one last touch. And it looks like they're trying to congratulate them, and they're going to wind the clock, and that'll do it. I think a very smart decision, John. Sometimes you drop the puck with 0.4 seconds, and the melee will continue to break out. But I did not want to use the word shutout. I can now. You are absolutely correct. So a beautiful, beautiful game, a interesting concept here. Welcome again to the broadcast. And boy, I tell you, an exciting first period, end-to-end second period with no goal scoring. And then the hitting began. Brian Esherick just putting on the Ritz out there with tremendous hits. Great goaltending on both sides of the equation by number 29 Blaywat and number 1 Matt Reggett. And once again, just balanced scoring. Klein with 2 tallies tonight, Sellup with an empty netter, and Schneider's got a tally here as well. So a very impressive back to business win here for the Panthers, and extending their record to the first place 10-3-2. So if you're doing nothing next week, come join us here at Senior Night, Thursday night, January the 29th. And congratulations to all the graduating seniors. And best of luck to the Steelers and all traveling to the Super Bowl. May your plans and bring home a winner and the 6th ring for our great Steelers. So for John Sarabella, I'm Kurt Carruth signing off tonight on the Panthers Television Network. Good night, everyone.